Tomatoes feel so familiar that it's easy to forget how strange they really are. They sit in nearly every grocery store, tucked into sandwiches, tossed in salads, simmered into sauces, yet their journey to our tables is one of the most unlikely migrations in the history of food. Their story starts in the Andean regions of modern-day Peru and Ecuador. The original tomatoes were small, closer to berries than the smooth red globes we know today. Wild, tart, and no bigger than a marble, they weren't something you sliced. They were something you cautiously tasted. As humans traveled and traded, tomatoes made their way north into Mexico, where indigenous farmers began cultivating and shaping them. It was here, long before any European eyes ever saw a tomato, that the fruit took on deeper red hues, richer flavors, and a shape we'd finally recognize. When Spanish explorers arrived in the 1500s, they encountered tomatoes and carried seeds back across the ocean. Europe didn't welcome them with open arms. For a long time, tomatoes were considered suspicious, too bright, too acidic, too similar to poisonous nightshade plants for comfort. Wealthy Europeans even refused to eat them, believing tomatoes were deadly. Ironically, the real reason aristocrats got sick was because their pewter plates reacted with the tomato's acidity and leached lead into the food. The tomato wasn't the villain. It was the tableware. Eventually, suspicion faded. Cooking evolved, and the tomato became a beloved ingredient across Italy, Spain, and beyond. From there, it spread everywhere, shaping global cuisines in ways that now feel unavoidable. Try imagining pizza without tomato sauce, chili without tomatoes, salsa without that bright, acidic backbone. The world would taste emptier. Today, tomatoes are as common as air, but their nutritional profile is quietly impressive. They're rich in vitamin C, vitamin K, folate, potassium, and fiber. They're also loaded with an antioxidant called lycopene, the compound that gives tomatoes their deep red color. Lycopene has been studied for potential benefits tied to heart health and cellular protection. Interestingly, cooking tomatoes, not eating them raw, actually increases the bioavailability of lycopene. Heat unlocks more of it. A rare case where the vegetable becomes more useful once you let it stew a little. Tomatoes also help with hydration, as they're about 95% water. Despite that, they carry enough acidity and natural umami to stand up in dishes that need structure and balance. They're one of the few ingredients that can brighten a dish while also deepening it. And that versatility is why tomatoes appear in so many iconic foods. They are the backbone of marinara and pizza sauce. They're the heart of salsa, pico de gallo, and countless regional Mexican dishes. They thicken curries, add depth to chilies, lighten salads, anchor sandwiches, enrich soups, and caramelize beautifully when roasted. Even a simple BLT would be unthinkable without the tomato playing peacemaker between bacon and lettuce. From berry-sized wild ancestors to one of the most universal foods on earth, the tomato has lived a much bigger story than its quiet presence suggests. It's a fruit disguised as a vegetable, misunderstood in its early years, now woven into nearly every cuisine it touches. And every time we slice one, simmer one, or toss one into a pan, we read continuing a history that began thousands of miles away on rocky Andean slopes, one tiny red fruit at a time.